Okay, we are recording. Today is, I always forget the date, August 16th, 2016. Today we're doing Team Bold Fitness, our team call, and it is now recording for anybody who missed it. Just a few, not even announcements, but just like check-ins, because we had Summit last month, and this is our first call since Summit, and I hope it kind of like everyone's like super excited about Summit and then you don't hear about it for a while. So I just want to remind everybody how awesome Summit's going to be next year in New Orleans, and that you definitely want to get your ticket because we're going to go and it's going to be amazing. And no matter what, it's going to be one of those experiences that we're like so happy that we did. And let's see. Okay, so a few like random things that I've been writing down is that super exciting that now people will get a reminder email about Shakeology. I don't know if everybody knew that, but now like when anybody, but like when people get their challenge packs, not everyone notices that they're going to have that auto ship. And I know that that can be sometimes frustrating for some people. And I try to remember to contact everybody, but you know, everyone's human and sometimes you forget. And so now they'll get a reminder email. So I'll probably still contact my challengers that first month, just so I'm still remaining in contact with them, asking them how they like their Shakeology flavor, helping them if they want to change it. You know, always telling them that they can, you know, push it out a week or whatever they want to do. But then after that, they get that reminder email. So that's really good because it's more on Beachbody's helping us and not because, you know, we're all busy and have jobs, and it's one less thing we have to remember. So that's super exciting. Another thing that came up, because it probably was told to me at one point, but I did not, I have no memory of this, could be pregnancy, who knows, but it was with Melissa, and I'm so glad she brought it up because if you have Beachbody On Demand and you have Shakeology Auto Ship, or really you want to buy anything, you get 10% off. And so as a customer, because as a coach you get 25% off. But so if you are a customer and you get Beachbody On Demand with your challenge pack, then you will get your Shakeology. I think it's like $116, and then which was confusing and why we were looking into it, because our commission was less, and it's not $30. I think it's like $19.95 or something. Yeah, something like that. And so, but that's really good for the customer, you know, showing them the value. And they are putting so much into Beachbody On Demand now, guys. Like, they have a reality show. They now have a cooking show that will launch, Autumn's cooking show, which I'm super excited about. And now they're going to start launching programs that are exclusively on there, so that you're not going to be able to buy the DVDs for it. Like that yoga program coming in September, or maybe it's October. It's just going to be on Beachbody On Demand. So it's just adding value to the people who do have it, and then adding value when we, you know, ask them if they want it or want to keep it. So it's a really exciting thing, and Beachbody is definitely trying to keep up with the times with streaming everything, and I think it's going to be a great thing. Team Cup is this month, and so I hope everyone is still pushing super hard. I listened to Go for No in like 2 sittings. I thought it was wonderful. And it really helped because sometimes we just got to push a little harder than maybe we want to. But I think if I make myself uncomfortable enough times, I'm not going to care anymore. So that's my new challenge, is if I just make myself super uncomfortable, eventually I'm not going to care, because I really don't care about hearing no. But I still avoid my invites. Like, all of a sudden I'm cleaning my kitchen. Who else does that? When I know I should be inviting people, because that's what I've been doing. Or like reorganizing a pantry. So just my coach tip is and something I do and have done and have noticed that I wait for the same people like every month who are like, follow up with me next month. And I'm like, oh, I'll definitely make Success Club 5 so fast because, you know, one of these 6 people are going to do it, and they never do. And so for me, it's been my last, I think, 2 months to really push outside of those people. Even though I'm reaching out to people in my cold market, I'm still more comfortable with inviting in my warm market. And so, you know, just to challenge yourself and not wait for the people. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, and, you know, get out and invite, because if you weren't invited to this, where would your life be? That's what I keep trying to remind myself. If Emily did not invite me to this challenge group, where would I be in my health journey? And if, you know, she didn't talk about the coaching opportunity, where would I be? So anyways, that's my thought. I'm going to, well, I have already our next team call lined up. It's in 2 weeks, same time, same day. And we're going to talk about free groups, and Kirsty is going to do it from Team Forever Fitness. And she is like amazing at free groups. She, oh my gosh, she like adds value literally like it's her job. Like, I don't even think she counts like challenge groups as her job as much as she does free groups. Like, the amount of value she adds to everyone is incredible with the free group she runs. And so she's just going to talk to us about that. So that will be in 2 weeks. I'll post a little picture with schedules. So you guys have all the dates coming up for, you know, the next few weeks. If you want to join my challenge groups or my free group, or just copy my schedule. I know a lot of you are already going on your awesome own schedules, so don't feel you have to mimic mine, but just throwing out dates if you need help planting things on a calendar, because I was like that for a really long time. Okay, so now I'm going to turn over to Kiyara, which I'm so excited that she's speaking today, because she's someone that I really admire, because she's so patient and consistent. And I think we get into this business and sometimes it's really easy to be like, why aren't I a 5-star diamond? Or like, why aren't I diamond yet? Or why isn't this happening for me? And, you know, her patience is something that I admire, and her consistency, I really appreciate that, because it reminds me to trust the process and to know that my small actions are building up. And so, and she's just been committed since day one. She went Emerald in, I think, like 45 days, really, really close. Like, it wasn't 2 months. It was less than that. And she's just been growing ever since. She always has Success Club points on the board, always. And I just can't wait to hear her tips about patience, because I need that. Okay, so I'm going to unmute me, or I'm going to mute me and unmute Kiyara. Okay. Go ahead.
All right. I'm unmuted. Okay, great. You're so sweet. That's like such a nice thing for you to say about me. I really appreciate it. And you're so inspirational and motivational to me, because you brought me on to this process, and seeing you just kind of balancing your life as a mom and working full-time as a teacher. That's what really inspired me. So I really appreciate you, and thank you. Okay, so a couple things we're going to touch on today. Sam wanted me to just kind of touch with you guys upon consistency and being patient. And I'm not just talking about, you know, being patient with your business, but being patient with your friends and your network, and also with yourself. Because what's most important is that you're doing this business because you feel that it's valuable, and you're adding valuable things to other people's lives. So also being patient with yourself. So I just want to share just a small little background about me, is that I'm a competitive runner. I'm a long distance runner. I ran cross country and track all through high school. I ran competitively in college. And the biggest thing that still sticks out to me to this day, my favorite coach in the universe, who I have such an immense amount of respect for, when I was in high school, before my races, he would always tell me, just run your race, the time will take care of itself. He would always tell me that. It was always the thing he told me before my race. Just run your race, the time will take care of itself. And this is just absolutely how I view a lot of things in my life, and how I view this business. running my business consistently and doing the daily vital behaviors, and eventually the business will grow. What I absolutely love about Beachbody and coaching and the coaching opportunity is that as an active coach, if you're an active coach, if you're an Emerald coach, if you're a Ruby coach, if you haven't yet hit, the coach ranking that you want, or you haven't hit the paychecks that you want, we are all doing the exact same vital behaviors as Star Diamond coaches. So we are all running our businesses consistently because there's no secrets in this business. As long as you're practicing the same vital behaviors, your business will eventually grow. So part of that is just maintaining your consistency. And for me, consistency comes with structure. So I'm a really firm believer that you have to work smart and not hard. So I'm going to share a couple of the things that I do just like with my daily business and trying to just really work as effectively and intentionally and smart as possible. So for me, I know a lot of you guys are also, working full-time or you have other things going on. I'm a mom. I had my daughter 13 months ago. It's the best thing in the world. And I work full-time as a medical social worker. I work part-time at a psychiatric hospital, and I'm a Beachbody coach. So I have a couple of things on my plate, and I still, try to get in a couple of runs a week because that's something I'm really passionate about. So I know a lot of you have other things going on in your life other than coaching. And in order for coaching to be something you enjoy and feel connected to, I feel like you have to see sitting down and clocking in and doing your power hour as a reward and not a chore. So it has to be something that's driving you, and that's always going to bring you back to your why you're in this business, why you decided to join these groups, why you decided to be a coach, and what kind of value that adds to your life and other people's life. So the key for me is always going to be structure. Structure and consistency for me go hand in hand. And for me, I unfortunately don't have a full hour or 2 hours to sit and do a power hour in one sitting. 2 months ago, I believe, I make it a plan and one of my non-negotiables to listen to the National Wake Up Calls every Monday. So a few months ago, I listened, and I don't remember the coach, but she was amazing, and she was a full-time pharmacist, and she was doing power pockets. She called them power pockets. And I'm listening to her, and she was talking about being a full-time pharmacist and how she would work in these little increments of time, and she would work in these increments with intention, with a goal, and with a structure. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, that's totally something that I do. And I never thought my business would grow working in these power pockets, but it does. So some examples for me and some things that are things that you might want to think about is what kind of time do you have available to maybe fit in 10 minutes of coaching with intention, 15 minutes of coaching with intention and with a plan. So for me, I break up my power hour into one 15-minute and two 30-minute intervals. So on my 15-minute lunch break, you'll typically find me at work. I plan my posts and I think about what I want to share with my network. I jot some of these down in my phone, or I document it on my Google account. And I'll either set an alarm for myself of when I'm going to post it, or I use an auto-generated social media platform like Postcron or Hootsuite. And I know some coaches have different feelings about using the auto-generated social media platforms. I've heard some people say they feel like it's disingenuous, and if it's not coming directly from your page. For me, it makes sense, and I haven't seen any kind of negative feedback or any kind of less traction on my page from using the auto-generated social media. So for me, it saves a lot of time, and it opens up room for me to, instead of planning posts and trying to think about what I'm going to do, to spend that time intentionally connecting with people. During my lunch breaks, I plan my free groups. So I will be found on my computer at work, typing up my free groups in my document section in my Google Docs, and brainstorming ideas and browsing the web and browsing what other coaches are doing for resources. So I do that every 30-minute break at lunch. And then I'll quickly go into my Google accounts where I've downloaded my Facebook list. Now, I posted a while back ago a video from a YouTube page about downloading your Facebook list onto your computer. If you have not done that, it will save you an immense amount of time to download that Facebook list. If you are scrolling through your feed, trying to find people to connect with, and you're not working off of a list, you are working so hard. The best thing I ever did was download this Facebook contact list onto my computer, and that is the list I work off of every month. Every month, I will copy and paste that month's reach outs into a new document. And then secondly, I will transfer the document of the people who I've reached out to, who I want to build or continue networking with, onto a separate Word spreadsheet. So I'll have my Facebook contact list, I'll have my list of reach outs, and I'll have my list of building relationships, and then I have other various lists of free groups and things of that nature. But if you're not working off of a list, I can't tell you enough that you're working so incredibly hard and that you do not need to work that hard. So I do all of this within my 30-minute lunch break. I also jot down from that list 2 reach outs and 2 people that I want to continue building my relationships with, and I put that in my calendar so I know what I'm going to do when I clock back in at home. So something that's really important for me, and I think this really helps me maintain my patience and my confidence in being a coach, is that in order for us to promote other people coming on to this business, we have to remember that other people have lives outside of coaching. We have to remember that people want to live a healthy, balanced life. So I feel like in order for me to do that, I have to be an example of that. So on a normal day, unlike, today's, we have our call, so it's not a typical standard day for me, but a typical day, I'm completely clocked out of social media or doing any kind of coaching from 5:30 to 7:30. And I make that a non-negotiable in my life, because if I'm bringing other coaches on, I want them to know that they don't have to be on their social media 24/7 to make this business grow. They don't have to take time away from their family to make this business grow. And I want family to be something that's important to people I bring on, because that's something that attracted me into this business. So I completely check out from 5:30 to 7:30. I really suggest for you guys to find a time in your day where you're not on social media and you're not coaching, and you're just really doing things that you value and enjoy for yourself outside of coaching. To just spend time with your family and to just have downtime and to really engage with your why you do this to begin with. You need to be present with that on a regular basis. And then moving forward, as far as, when I fit in my proof, I clock back in at 7:30 and I do my workout and I listen to my personal development after I put my daughter to bed. And then right after that, before the evening, I clock back in for 30 minutes and I do my reach outs and my buildings from that calendar that I had already written, who I'm going to be contacting. And I engage those people in the 5-step invites. The other thing that I always make sure I do during this 30-minute process is I spend a good chunk of time providing just tips and tools and resources and engaging with people who've said yes to me. So these are people who have said yes to a challenge group in the past. There are people who've expressed interest in a program. There are people who've joined a free group but maybe aren't ready to move forward because they've invested some time in connecting with me. I want to make sure that they get a piece of me. So I always make sure that even if that person is not yet, participating in a program with me, if they've said yes to me in something, I'm going to continue adding value into their life and checking in with them and connecting with them. So that's just a couple of things that I do. As far as structure is concerned, I work in these power pockets, and the way that you have to do it is you have to work with a structure and you have to work effectively and with intention. So you have to know what your goals are. So know what those are so you can use your time effectively and your business will grow. If you're someone like me who doesn't have time to sit for 1 or 2 hours a day, don't feel discouraged. Don't feel like your business is not going to grow because you're not sitting down and working on your computer 2 hours a day or 1 hour a day. Your business will grow with small pockets of intentional connections and intentionally engaging in your vital behaviors, even if you only have 10 minutes. So just continue to do that. And to do that, you might have to make a couple compromises. Like you might have to compromise watching Netflix, or you might have to compromise taking a nap on the weekends, like I used to do when my baby napped. I don't do that anymore. And you might just have to compromise, interesting. You might have to compromise a couple of things, but when you're clocked in, even for that 15 minutes, you need to be clocked in and behave as if you're running a business, even if it's only for 15 minutes, so that you're the CEO and founder of your business, because you're the founder and CEO of your business. So even if you're only checking in and clocking in for 15 minutes, you have to live that 15 minutes intentionally. Now, as far as being patient is concerned, I've had a couple things even happen to me recently. Some situations have happened where I've had like 4 people buy a program off of the infomercial, and it drives me nuts because I've shared my links with them and they somehow go to the infomercial. I've had a couple people who I've been following up with for like 6 months sign up with coaches who just came on like 2 weeks ago, but those coaches happen to be a really close friend of theirs and they feel more connected to them, and that's totally fine. So we all have these things that come up, and they will continue to come up. So I feel like you have to be patient, and if your expectation is that everyone you reach out to will eventually buy a program from you, you're going to be disappointed, because that's not going to be the case, and that should not be your goal. Your goal should be to love everyone, to spread the positivity and this healthy lifestyle that you've embraced to as many people as you can. So I think what's really helped me to stay patient is viewing my friends and people in my network as my friends and not my customers. So I view them as friends, and because of that, I have a genuine connection with them. I genuinely care about their success. I genuinely care about their goals and their values and what things are important in their life personally and what fitness goals that they have for themselves. So I genuinely care about these people. So with that being said, if I genuinely care about these people, and if what they decide is best for them is not me as a coach, that's okay. That is okay. But I will still add value to their life. I will continue to share my journey with them. I'll continue to support them in their journey, even if they're not, joining a challenge group with me, even if they're joining a challenge group with somebody else. And I make it a statement, I love all Beachbody people. I don't care who you are doing this Beachbody process with. I love the programs. I love the atmosphere. I love the support. So I love all Beachbody people, even if they're not my Beachbody people. So if you're really just thinking about adding value to people's lives and being patient with them and genuinely having a connection and relationship with them, do you think that that person is probably going to feel comfortable enough, at some point to refer someone to you? Probably. They're probably going to feel like you've genuinely invested in them, and they're probably going to feel comfortable at some point referring somebody to you or coming to you for something. And that may one day, maybe not tomorrow, but maybe in 3-4 months from now, maybe lead to a sale. But it's really important to view your network as your network and as your friends and not potential customers. That's how I see it. I want to add value to people's lives. I don't want to sell them products. So I feel like this business is a purely relationship building business, and we need to really focus on just building our relationships with people and making genuine connections with them and helping them to understand that we're not selling a product, we're selling or we're promoting a way to live a healthy, balanced life and making fitness fun and making it a part of a healthy journey that they can incorporate as part of their life. That's why I love the programs. So my biggest takeaways and feedback for you guys is, if you're working in power pockets like I am, create a structure and absolutely work off of the list. Use your time effectively and use it with intention. Focus on your personal business. This is a really big one. Run your own race, run your own business, and don't compare yourself to what other coaches are doing, because that's just going to damage your race. When you're, for me, it's like when I was running a race, if I would turn around and look back and look at what the person behind me was doing and how close they were to passing me, I was going to lose focus on my race. So I'm not doing that. So focus on your own race. Don't worry about what other people are doing. The eventual progress and the eventual growth will come with consistency and doing your vital behaviors. And then just finally treating your friends as if they are your friends, not your customers. So those are just kind of a couple of things that I do in my business. And if you guys have questions or you want to chat with me about, the structure and schedule structure is like a huge thing for me. You can go ahead and reach out to me and personal message me or ask questions, whatever you guys like. Thank you.
Wow, that was so good. That was so good. I took so many notes because it was so true, everything you said. And I feel like with the Olympics, that was really perfect. Like,
right? Yeah.
Have you seen that picture of
This-
Michael
that-
Phelps like turning around and like
Exactly.
winners don't look back? And
Exactly.
and that's the thing, is that we can't. Oh my gosh, I'm like trying to look at my notes. It's just so true. And I love that you do have that balance of I'm clocked out at this time, and you know, it is what it is, because you know, I say it a lot in our team pages or whatever, like clock in, clock out. Like, I want you to clock in to get your vitals done, but I also want you to clock out and stop thinking about it. Don't guilt yourself like, oh, I should have put more time in. Like, no. Like, if you can do 15 minutes today, wonderful. If you can do 60 minutes tomorrow, you know, add it up, perfect. But you know your schedule, and to, like you said, to clock in for 15 minutes with intention is better to not at all, because you don't know what to do. So yes, that list, I did that. I downloaded my Facebook list, and I wish I would have did it a year ago when I started, because I would have just had a legit 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, write down the thing. So thank you so much for sharing. That was so wonderful. If anybody has questions for Kiyara, I can unmute people. Does anyone have any questions or anything? Comments, concerns? It's okay if you don't. If you think about it later.
I had a question.
Yeah.
I was just wondering about I downloaded my Facebook list, so I thought that was a great idea, but I didn't really know how to handle it. So I liked how you told us how you copied and pasted it. Could you explain a little bit more on how you did that, just so I can kind of picture it?
Yeah, absolutely. So what I use is I use a Google Sheets. I'm not sure if you use that, but what I do is I try to do 2 reach outs a day. And again, I don't do Beachbody full time, so 2 reach outs a day is pretty consistent for me. So I just go and I scroll and I copy and paste from that Facebook list onto a different spreadsheet onto my Google Sheets, and those are my reach outs for the month.
Okay.
And typically it's like alphabetical order. Like 1 month it'll be all A's, the second month it'll be B's and C's, and I just go through that list.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. I was a little overwhelmed with the list, so that was really a big key for me. Thank you.
I know, it's huge. And the thing is, you're adding to your network periodically, so it's something that you're going to have to download again periodically and see who your new friends are. For me, I go on to my recently added friends like every single week, and I jot those down and add it to my list. But it's probably something I'll have to do again in the next couple of months to get a more updated version of my list.
Okay, that's a good idea. Thank you.
Yeah. If you're adding people, it's a really good, I think the Facebook list is a really good starter, especially like now everyone who's starting, I'm like, download your Facebook list, because it gives you a list right away. For me, who was coaching for a year, like I kind of have to go through and check off who I've already contacted, but I find people that I like totally missed. And I also, like, once a week, I set aside my reach out time for my recently added friends. So like on Mondays, I just go in and my recently added, those are my reach outs, whoever has accepted my friend request. But like, it's just structure, like you said, like pick a day, Monday, whatever. And, you know, National Wake Up Call, pick a day that you're going to go back and listen to it. Because if you don't, we forget about it. Because the week goes on real fast after Monday.
Yep.
Yeah. Any other questions? I know we have some people who we can't see their name, but yeah. If not, thank you so much, Kiyara. I do, if anybody wants to take a pic, smile for team pic. But again, 2 weeks, same time. It's August 30th. Team call Tuesday, August 30th. I can't remember if it's 6 or 6:30 Arizona time, or 9 or 9:30, but Kirsty Nash is doing free groups, and that will be a really good one. I want to do them every 2 weeks and kind of keep them short like this, so that nighttime, and we have 2 different time changes, and it's kind of a pain. In the winter, it's a lot easier because it's only 2 hours difference. But yeah, I can hang out after if anybody wants to chat, but we'll let everybody else go who has children to put to bed and to feed. And I hope you guys have an amazing week. We're halfway through, and this team is killing it. Like, seriously, all of your posts on Facebook, I'm just like, love. I just can't even handle it. So, all right, I'm going to stop recording.